Dawn. I'm 28 years old and I'm a very sexual person. I absolutely adore men. They're my best friends, boyfriends and lovers. But sometimes I have sexual urges towards women. I've heard I'm not alone. A few years ago, I acted on my fantasies and had a sexual encounter with a girl as part of a threesome. I really enjoyed it, but afterwards I went back to men and I haven't done it again since. It did get me thinking though, could it be possible for my feelings for women to go deeper than a quick bit of sexy fun? I decided to go on a mission to find out. For the next month, I'm going to give up men and immerse myself completely into the world of gay women. If I live, sleep, work and play with girls, can I change my sexual desires? This isn't going to be easy, so I'm setting myself some rules. Normally, I date lots of guys and have quite a lot of sex. I like them big and hunky. Men make me feel girly and I love that.
I'm going to have to be really strict with myself. I know this all might seem a little bit extreme, but breaking the habit of a lifetime.
Men would be a major distraction for me, so I've decided to go on a man ban. I pledge to have absolutely no flirtatious or sexual contact with men. I vow to immerse myself fully into the lesbian world and be open to new sexual and emotional possibilities with women.
I think I can do this for a month.
Do I? Do I?
Yes, I can. Yes. A month is a long time. It is a long time, isn't it? Shit.
Before I embark on my journey, I need some expert advice.
It could spark off some urges, but...
My sister Jane understands me better than anyone else and has had relationships with both men and women.
You know, it's a well-known fact that, that women's sexuality is more fluid.
Could you say how many women you know who have been straight and then become gay?
A lot.
Really?
It happens all the time.
I'm kind of nervous about explaining to the lesbian community why I'm making this film, that I have this notion that so many women could be gay. Do you think they'll agree with that? Or
I think they'll totally agree with that.
But what do you think they're going to make of me?
Well, I think that you'll get on really well with them.
I need to escape from my male-dominated world, so I'm leaving home to live with some lesbians. They're going to introduce me to their scene and show me the ropes.
I'm packing away thinking I'm just going to go live with some lesbians and I'm subconsciously packing black leather. And I've got all my shoes, so like these bitchy stilettos that I'm taking with me. A leopard print dress. I didn't realise quite how much of a slag I was. These two are all shoes. Those two are all makeup. Where's my cat? Hello. We're going to go and live with the lesbians. What do you mean you don't want to?
Come and live with the lesbians. Come on, darling.
Listen, Mama's not going to change.
Lilo and I are off to South London, where we'll be sharing a house with 3 gay women. I hope they like us.
Hi! Hi, I'm Catherine.
Hi.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ju.
I'm Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Hey, nice to
Wow.
meet you.
Good to meet you too.
What's your name?
This is Lilo.
Hello.
Wow. I can't believe you're lesbians. I'm quite nervous.
You are.
I feel like I've been stripped out of my comfort zone. It's gorgeous.
Your boudoir, your lesbian
My
boudoir
lesbian
for the next
boudoir.
few weeks.
Oh, it's
Welcome.
great.
No comments about butch lesbians,
No,
please.
I'm trying not to.
Catherine, Steph and Lucy are all single, and they'll be showing me the young, free and single lesbian scene. Tonight will be my first experience of a lesbian bar.
Most nervous about being hit on.
by a lesbian that I don't fancy.
So how do you think I'll go down in a lesbian bar?
I don't know. Depends on your technique, Dawn.
Fabulous choice of words. What's the deal with like women picking up women? Like, is it?
Easy.
Do you wait until you've made eye contact? Do you go over and ask someone out on a date?
Go over and ask them. I think that's always the best.
Really?
Yeah, just be blunt about it.
Exactly. Just go up to someone.
There's no point shying
not
away in the
sure,
corner because
If you're not, you just ask them, are you
just
gay?
do it.
Then I went up to a girl in a club and I didn't know if she was gay or straight because it was like a mixed club, and just said, oh, can I go down on you? And she said yes. I went to the toilet and we did, and that was it.
What do you call a lesbian with long fingernails?
Ouch.
Single.
Single!
Make way for the lesbians! This is the first night I think I've ever been out with the girls without the intention of pulling a boy.
Catherine's holding my hand for support, but Steph and Lucy are a bit quick to jump to conclusions.
I think they're going to bark. I'll give them, I bet you £5 they fuck holders or not.
£5?
£5.
Normally, if I'm in a bar, dressed to impress and slightly drunk, the purpose is to meet guys. Here there are absolutely no men around, and it feels really odd. But if I'm gonna put a girl, this is definitely the place to be. They're doing it everywhere. This is my most successful outfit for getting picked up. But tonight, everyone's pulling except me. I've never, ever, ever felt so unsexy in my entire life.
So why isn't anyone trying to pick me up? Why isn't anyone trying to pick me up?
So do you think that if I wanted to, I could have pulled tonight?
Hell yes! Oh my gosh, yes.
You're gorgeous. You could have.
No, it's not a case of being gorgeous.
No,
it's a case
in
of
that-
like
in
blatant
that-
sexuality.
No, yeah, but in that circumstance, your demeanour, your way of being, your.
It is about the fact that you're gorgeous.
Yeah, the
that
fact
is
that
the fact
you're
that that
gorgeous.
is.
No, all three of us would have happily fucked Dawn if we could have.
You coming on to me?
No, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about. The point is, would you have? Say you didn't. You're in a club and Dawn comes down to go with you. Would you have? I would have. Okay. And Catherine would have. Yeah. And Steph would have. All three of us would have.
I vow to be open to new sexual possibilities with women. Do I feel open to you girls?
You will do.
Put your chairs down.
I may have had no luck at the club, but back at home I'm experiencing everything I love about being friends with girls. Sistership, camaraderie, and tons of giggling.
I just love the way that when girls get together, they roll around on the floor.
I'm gonna put that fire out.
You going to mug me?
Am I going to mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Thank you very much.
Download Veely now.
God, I'm so tired. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Despite all that wonderfulness that I experienced this evening with a great group of girls, I didn't have one sexual urge. I love you. So it's just me and my cat again. Oh God, that's so tragic.
You may think it's impossible for someone to change sexual orientation, and that we're born either straight or gay. But I'm not alone in thinking that sexuality can be flexible. Professor Stevie Jackson is Director of Women's Studies at the University of York.
Hello, Stevie.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Do you think that most women have the capacity to be gay?
Yes, is a short answer. I don't think that we're innately either heterosexual or gay. I think it's very much a result of the culture we inhabit, which exerts very strong pressures towards being heterosexual, in fact. And I think without that, sexuality would be much more fluid. There was a phrase, in the early days of the women's movement, any woman can become a lesbian. And I think that's actually, in a sense, probably, correct. Any woman could. But most heterosexuals, men and women, never actually pause to question their heterosexuality.
And what do you think would happen if we all did?
Life would become a whole lot more interesting.
I wonder if Stevie Jackson could be right. Maybe lots of girls suppress their sexual attraction towards other women because being gay is often judged. I think a person's surroundings and beliefs have a powerful influence on their sexuality.
Mashed potato with loads of butter.
But 4 days into life at the Lesbian house, I'm still feeling rather straight.
So how's the man band going, Dawn?
The man band's okay.
No, don't lie, you're struggling. You're seriously struggling.
We know you are.
Do I act like I'm struggling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day you come back saying, oh, I need a shag, I want some cock. So yeah, that's pretty much a giveaway. If you want to explore your own sexual orientation, here is a simple research instrument that was used by Fritz
Many
Klein
experts
and others.
believe that no one is entirely straight or entirely gay. We're all somewhere in between.
Reactions. Hetero is 1, hetero mostly is 2, hetero somewhat more is
We're doing a test devised by an American psychologist to find out how gay we all are.
And with whom do you have sex? Use a scale
The
to rate
test involves
yourself.
answering a series of questions on sexuality and then adding up a score on a scale of 1 to 7 to show whether you're straight, gay, or somewhere in between.
Oh God, this is actually quite hard.
I can't do maths. I'm really nervous about these results.
Hang on. I got 6.3, which is in between gay mostly and gay only.
I think Steph is like just the fantasy lesbian. She's young, she's innocent, but really genuinely gay and really confident in herself.
Lucy, what's yours?
I'm 6'7".
6.7.
Lucy's near the top end of the scale. She's almost 100% gay.
I'm 6.3.
I think Catherine is amazing. She's a beautiful, gorgeous example of a real woman who doesn't compromise her femininity to fit in with the gay stereotype at all, and I admire her so much for that.
Now it's time for my results.
I'm 2.9 on present.
Ooh, creeping up there.
So what does that mean?
You're inclined for the fanning, but you like the cock.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You dabble.
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 Dabble in the fanning.
What the girls don't know is that I have dabbled. When I was younger, I had some drunken fumblings with female friends, and 2 years ago, I had a threesome.
I met her on the internet and I went and met her and her boyfriend. I got turned on at the thought of having a sexual experience with a woman, and I pursued it and I had it and I got turned on by it. I walked away from it thinking about men, wanting men, not emotionally connected to the situation at all.
If you've had experiences sexually and not necessarily sex but kissing other girls, what's making you come on this journey then if you've been there?
Because what I'm trying to find out is where that came from in me, what that says about me, and if I can access any sort of emotional connection on a sexual level. I'm fascinated to know if I have the capacity to pursue and want and have a relationship with a woman on a not purely sexual basis.
Since the night of the threesome, I haven't looked for or had another sexual experience with a girl. Maybe I've been suppressing my lesbian desires because I'm comfortable and familiar with my straight identity. But now that I'm open to the idea of a lesbian relationship and embracing all things lesbian, can I awaken my buried urges?
Excuse me, where do I go to the workshop?
Here you can
Lovely, thank you.
answers to the most intimate questions.
I certainly know how to handle a man, but when it comes to sex with women, I've got a lot to learn. Tonight I'm taking part in a lesbian workshop. It's for girls who want to polish their sexual performance.
We're going to push your boundaries tonight more than I think we've ever done in any workshop. So if you're not really up for it, then leave now. If you really want a lesbian relationship, this is probably what you might be touching and what it might look like. If you close your eyes and touch it.
Bloody hell.
No, you see, you've gone in too fast there. You haven't done the bit about you're such a great person. I feel we have a lot in common.
I really respect you. And I still respect you in the morning.
Playing with lifelike vaginas is easy.
You can do it.
But playing with the girl next to me is on a whole
That's it.
other
Bring your
level.
arms up between each other.
This is embarrassing.
Be my guinea pig. You can now kiss the girl in front of you.
No.
No tongues, please.
Okay. There you go. Right. We're just doing lip gloss for like. Just like a
Some of the girls in the workshop want to put into practice what they've learned. One in particular has taken quite a shine to me. I'm finally being chatted up.
And I swear to God that I love your body. I love what I can see in front of me. I love your eyes, I love your lips, and I love exactly what you have in your body.
We've been chatting for what feels like hours, and Karen is coming on strong. But for something to happen, I need to feel some chemistry.
I like that somebody has some, own opinion.
Listen, on that note, I'm going to have to go, I'm afraid. I've got to get home. But it's great to meet you, though. No, don't worry, I've just got to cycle home and I've got to really early in the morning. If I was a lesbian, I'd probably get off with you. But I'm not.
I'm so honest. I'm sorry.
I know, you're lovely. You're lovely. I'm going to go home and eat my aphrodisiac chocolates. See what happens. Give me a kiss. Ciao. Great to meet you, though.
You smell lovely, can I?
Terrible. I think what I've learned tonight is that women are as predatory as men when they want to get laid. Like, I haven't been chatted up like that in a long time. She was just being really full on with me, if we kind of kissed on the cheek to say goodbye, it was smelling my neck and she licked my neck and, it was just like, there's this kind of, it's cool because we're girls type attitude, but, maybe it's not cool to keep on at someone and lick their neck. Maybe that's not cool.
Karen's not giving up.
You smell so nice.
Thank you. See you later. If I was a vegetarian, no one's going to persuade me to eat meat. This lesbian can sit there all night and try and persuade me that I should eat her. But it's never going to happen. And there's part of me that's just getting really annoyed because I was like, I'm not saying I'm a lesbian. I've admitted that there's a part of me that has an interest in women and I'm cool with that, but stop trying to make that bigger than what it is and just leave me alone.
I'm feeling disappointed at my negative response. Someone had finally shown interest and I've run a mile. I've been trying for a week to uncover my suppressed lesbian desires, but they're more buried than ever. I'm starting to doubt whether they exist at all.
Hi, thank you.
But I've tracked down a man who thinks he can detect hidden sexual arousal. Although he's male and straight, this is urgent. I promise not to flirt.
Hello. Good to see you again. Welcome.
Dr. John Dean and his wife Jan are able to measure my sexual arousal with a machine used for academic research. They'll compare my responses to lesbian porn and heterosexual porn.
Psychophysiology test. This is the vaginal probe we use in photoplethysmography. It's about the size of a tampon and it's made of smooth, clear perspex. And you simply slip that into the vagina in private. We won't be around, you'll be tucked away in the privacy of the comfy chair in our little lab.
And then this bit here, we need to connect to the other wire, which then will lead on up to the computer. So you can leave your normal clothes on, and then we'll come and connect you.
Okay, fine.
Jan will connect you to the mains.
Great.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm connected at my end, but next door, Dr. Dean is having some trouble.
How do you believe it? I hope we've got a male-to-female adapter.
I don't feel very sexy.
Jesus. Don't believe it. Just absolutely don't bloody believe it.
We're having a slight crisis here, connecting it all up because apparently we're lacking. We've got a male to female or a female to male adapter.
Go into there. Yes, I've got the problem solved, I think.
Dawn, are you ready?
Righto, off we go.
The test begins, but it's not quite what I'm expecting.
She's watching a documentary about nomadic herdsmen in Tibet.
Now Dr. Dean has measured my baseline sexual arousal, the fun can begin. I haven't seen a hunky chap in action for what seems like ages. It's really horny.
Now that she's viewing the erotic clips, there's a marked difference. So clearly, as far as her genitals are concerned, this is interesting.
Now it's time for some girl on girl. I'm not feeling that turned on, but my body is showing something completely different.
Let's see what your body did. So you can see that you had at least as good a change in response to this clip as the heterosexual clip. In fact, I would say your pulse amplitude is probably slightly higher on this clip than it was when you were watching the heterosexual erotica.
Wow. My body was more aroused by the lesbian clip, even though I wasn't aware of it. I'm not alone. Studies show that most women can become physically aroused without being mentally aroused, and our bodies can get turned on by many different forms of sex. We're much more sexually adaptable than we think. Back at the house, I'm more determined than ever to set free my lesbian desires and find my true sexual identity. I want to meet a girl, but lesbian internet dating is a minefield.
God, she looks like she'd eat me.
And then mug you.
I'm not interested in anyone that incorporates the word pussy into their screen name. Why would you pour Houses of Parliament sauce on your cleavage? Having much success so far. They're all... God, she's fit. Oh, God, okay. Let's send her a message.
After 2 days of trawling the internet for women, I finally managed to get a date with a girl who looks gorgeous in her photos. She doesn't want to be filmed. We've had lots of flirtatious banter online, and I'm really excited. The whole evening lies ahead of us. Maybe tonight will be the night.
She got there at about 7:45, and I was just like sweaty, had vodka, it's a little bit like tetchy, and was just like, so have you ever met anyone on the internet before? Just making crap chat with her, and she was just so kind of chilled out and cool, and I was just this like hyperactive, sweaty idiot. Then she kind of started to ask about me, which is when I kind of panicked and freaked, and then literally after like 20 minutes, she just went, anyway, I've got to go. And I was like, oh, a 20-minute date. That's a record. That was a record.
If I'm going to pull a girl, I'm going to have to step up my game and make some sacrifices. My beautiful, long, red nails have got to go. I think it was Steph that really drummed it into me. She was like, look at your nails, as if you're a lesbian. And I was like, what's for me? And she goes, ouch. I was like, oh, gotcha.
Round, please, yeah, really short. I need boy nails.
Pink boy's nails.
Can you spot a straight girl a mile off?
Yeah, because I always end up sleeping with them. Right. So if I ever sleep with someone, you know they're straight. You know.
I can't.
With so many women fancying women, I wonder why we aren't more open about
the
it.
original stereotypes.
Maybe we hide our lesbian leanings because the
I don't know,
reality
if I
of
saw me on the
admitting
street,
them
I
is too
wouldn't
much to
think I was-
bear.
I just, like I said, because I've grown up in a very straight environment, I've never wanted to admit it. So I'm like, no, we'll push that feeling down, and we're like, no, we won't let that out.
Yeah.
But when I was about 15, I'd say, I was like, you know what, I don't actually care anymore. Fuck it, I'm who I am, so whatever.
I had a very short-term boyfriend when I was 16, and I just thought it was nerves because I hadn't had a boyfriend before. But whenever he just touched me, intimately or anything, I couldn't understand it, but I thought it was my own lack of experience.
It was always assumed that I'd just be gay. I don't know why. Like my mum just always knew. Like when I told her, I didn't know myself until I was 15. I really didn't know at all. But she said she knew from when I was 2. So 2 or 3, God knows how.
Women's more...
I'm more open to it.
Exactly. Like men are like, oh, it's gay men, but women, it's like, oh, 2 women. You know,
like,
men get turned on by it, but women get freaked out by
It's like the
2 men.
conversation you have. I always have it at work. Like if we're bored, we'll sit around and I'll say, okay, well, if someone offered you £1,000, would you give another man a blowjob? And all the men are like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, would you kiss another man? No, I'd rather die. I'm like, for £1 million, would you kiss another man? No. Which is absolutely ridiculous. Whereas if you ask a woman, would you kiss another girl for like a tenner?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, of course I would.
I agree with Lucy. Most of the men I know are either totally straight or totally gay and would never admit to anything else. When it comes to sexual fluidity, I think it's mostly a female thing.
Will you shag a woman for a drink? Yeah, okay.
If I'm going to find a spark with a girl, I have to meet as many as possible. I need to start approaching women that I fancy rather than waiting for them to come to me. But first, I need to find some confidence. I've come to Brighton to meet some lesbians who seem to have loads of confidence. I'm at a drag king show where women dress up as men. I want to know why girls who aren't attracted to men want to look like them.
What's your cock made of?
It's a lemon.
Really?
Oh, shit, you know.
I actually lost my juggling ball, so I'm packing with a lemon.
Beautiful. Give it a good squeeze, I might just spurt on you.
Brilliant.
This is Bex, but with a lemon down her pants, Bex becomes vain Diesel.
They say I'm the cutest boy in town. My car is fast, my teeth is shining. I tell all the girls they can kiss my hiney.
Do you feel kind of more sexual when you're dressed as a man than you do as a woman?
Because I find my female sexuality quite vulnerable sometimes. I feel exposed as a woman sometimes. If my breasts are exposed, I feel looked at, I feel awkward, I feel exposed. I'm so like, oh, who's looking at me? Who's looking at me? Who's looking at me? And with a man, it's like, I don't give a fuck who's looking at me. I'm right here.
I'll tell you people, I was not ready when I fucked this dyke by the name of Freddie.
It brings out a characteristic in me that I wish I had naturally as a woman, and that is just the powerful side, the assertive side. I wish I could be this confident as a woman.
I'm fascinated by what Bex is saying. Sometimes it's tough being a girl, and living in a male-dominated world, I can see how feeling masculine can bring a sense of empowerment that can be attractive to others.
Oh God, I'm so fantastic.
If I embrace my masculine side, maybe I'll find the confidence to make the first move with girls.
The only way that this experiment's going to work is if I push my boundaries and try new things.
Hello.
Look at you.
I've invited Bex to show me how to butch up, drag king style.
Very well.
Good. God, you look so different.
Isn't it?
Come on in.
I guess I hope that if I butch up, then I'm going to get that kind of feeling of dominance that they were talking about. And with that, I would expect more of a confidence will come when it comes to approaching people.
Bex has a serious problem on her hands. Or should I say, a pair of serious problems. I'm a 34C.
It's going to take a fair few bandages to bind down those bad boys.
Yeah.
You spend your whole life
wanting boobs to be bigger.
Careful, I don't prick you.
They're good, aren't they?
Ooh,
I'd love it if someone pricked me at the moment. Oh my god, that is just so weird.
I feel.
Yeah. So weird. I feel that. Wow.
I found my inner man. I'm feeling confident, horny, and slightly predatory.
I'm gonna go get me some pussy. I'm gonna give me some pussy.
See what I mean? She's natural.
Okay.
Are you happy with the lemon?
Can I have 2 lemons and a banana?
You're a large fella. I like it.
Don't worry, I'll remember what lemon I used. This will really give your drinks an extra little bit of flavour.
How's that feel?
Good.
That was good. That was good.
Do you think I need a bigger one?
No, I think that's big enough.
Do you?
Yeah.
God, that's so odd. It kind of presses against you.
It does press again. That's nice. That's what makes you feel like more like. Ooh,
like it's a constant sexual little buzz.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what? I have just completely understood why men are so driven by sex.
Yeah. It's
Like,
right there.
you know,
It's always
everyone,
there.
Everyone always says, oh, it's because their genitals are hanging outside their body and they think about it all the time. It's fucking true.
It's true, isn't it? And it's so easily accessible. You can just touch it, grab it, move it around, just adjust it. It's something to do. You're always like jangling yourself.
I want to go rub it against things.
That's how it works. It's brilliant. It does make you feel aroused, and that's the whole point.
It's making me want to do things.
That's just you, Donna. I don't get that urge.
I've come to a lesbian night to see if my newfound masculinity can help me pull. My flatmates are all busy doing other things. It's the first time I'm on my own in a lesbian club. Faced with a room full of hardcore lesbians, I suddenly lose my confidence. These women are cool and experienced. I'm an amateur with a lemon in my knickers.
I don't want to be here at all.
Why don't you want to be here?
I feel like an utter twat. I don't have the guts. I don't want to do it. I don't want to speak to people. I don't want anyone to see me like this.
What's your plan of action?
I don't have one. I suppose I have to try and talk to people, which is something that I wouldn't actually probably do on my own in a bar if I was hitting on guys. I feel totally out of my depth and rather stupid. Trying to be flirtatious when you feel completely desexualized is really hard because you don't usually flirt with someone unless you feel sexy. Well, I don't anyway. So I finally got plucked up the courage to walk up to these girls and I said, can I dance with you? And they said, yeah. So then we kind of did this crappy 80s sidestep. And then I was like, oh, I love your outfit with my big pink nails. And they were just like, are you usually femme? You're new to the whole scene, okay? You're new to the whole scene. The whole thing. I didn't get that sense of empowerment thing that Bex was talking about at all. I got this sense of get me the fuck out of here. I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't enjoy it. I want to take my hat off in some shampoo ad style and just run down the street with bouncy boobs everywhere being a woman. This isn't my look. So, if you don't mind, I'm off to put a skirt on.
I feel so
so horny. Like, just out of my mind horny. I just realised that in the 3 hours that I've been lying here thinking about it, the possibility of doing it with a woman hasn't even remotely entered my head. I am thinking about men for everything they are worth.
It's halfway through the month of discovering my lesbian potential. I've not had much success. I've discovered my body can be aroused by girls, but I'm struggling to find my true feelings. I've come to see Dr. Martin Bagley, who believes sexual interest can actually be manipulated.
Come this way, it's just down the...
He usually helps people with psychosexual problems like strange fetishes. I want to know if he can help me release my lesbian desires.
Well, you probably could have a go. What I would suggest, which I think is a very harmless thing to do, would be to try and, if you have fantasies and if you were to masturbate, is to evoke erotic images which were associated with same sexual activity, or watch, porn, or read some sort of erotic books.
I think what Dr. Bagley is suggesting is that I could try to alter my sexual desires by masturbating to lesbian porn.
You could, although I would start to be somewhat anxious about it and think it's not a very good idea, because you could potentially start to try and suppress your straight fantasies or drive.
How do I do that?
Well, you could, for example, trying to associate, you can imagine your most exciting sexual experience with a man, or your favourite man, or whatever it happens to be, and associate that with very negative experiences. Some time ago, electric shocks were used. As I said, I think some sort of masturbatory reconditioning would be the most sensible thing, so that you would try and fantasize about women. I think that's interesting.
So if I reward myself for thinking about girls and punish myself for thinking about men, then eventually my feelings towards girls may become stronger. I'm running out of time, so every day I'll spend at least 1 hour reading or watching lesbian porn, and against Dr. Bagley's advice, I'll self-inflict pain every time I think about a guy.
A highly effective electrical device generates powerful yet non-lethal bolts of electricity. Buying an electrical device that is going to shock me every time I think of a man is something I thought I'd never do. But hey-ho.
While I wait for my electric shock device to arrive, I'm off to stack up on lesbian porn.
Switch me on, turn me up. Don't wanna go to ledges.
Lesbian erotica. It's just loads of sexy stories. Hot lesbian erotica. Look, I'm not going to get much better than that, am I? These fictional evocations of lesbian lust, love and lingering kisses couldn't be hotter if they had been slipped out of the microwave. Woo! Oh, look! Oh God, come back! Come back, cock! All the moisture in her body had flooded south and was seeping from her. She fell to the side, sighing with pleasure and fatigue. Jane's voice is now a low, purring growl. That was good, baby. Now I need a nap, though. You be a good girl and be quiet while I sleep. God.
I take my lesbian porn with me wherever I go.
Jane twined her fingers in Molly's hair, slightly pulling her head back, looked deep into her eyes and growled, "Now get to work."
I'm trying really hard to focus on girls, but everything is reminding me of men. Just in time, my electric shock device arrives.
It looks like a key ring or something. God, I'm more scared about this than I am chatting up women. I'll just go on a date with a woman. I'll just fall in love with someone. I don't need to give myself an electric shock. Ow! Fuck! I don't like it. I really don't like that. That's not even funny. That's not funny.
I've abandoned the electric shock device and have been focusing all my efforts on lesbian porn. For 3 weeks, I've been living and breathing the world of gay women, trying desperately not to think about men. Tonight, we'll see if my hard labours have had any effect on my sexuality. My flatmates have taken me to a lesbian bar with a difference. This one's got strippers. Will this get my lesbian juices flowing? The strippers are gorgeous and really sexy. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying it.
I just woke up after having the most sexual lesbian dream I've ever had. I have just been acting most filthily with a couple of girls. It's a family barbecue. That's so yummy. That's like real comfort food. Really reminds me of home.
Out of all the girls in the house, Catherine is becoming a firm friend.
Pomegranate. Where's like pomegranate? We're so similar. Like, we buy all the same like beauty products and eat the same food, and we always kind of talking over each other because we've got the same thing to say. We might as well just one of us just shut up and listen to the other one. It's like a two-way conversation when one of us talks. We just completely get on.
Fennel's good in a soup.
Fennel's really good in soup. I can't wait till she gets home from work. I hate the fact that she leaves so early and I don't get to see her before we go off for the day. We send each other little text messages and stuff, like saying, miss you, love you.
Your favourite?
Okay, I've got this big string. We were out the other night and we started talking about sex. I was talking about boys, she was talking about girls, and it was the horniest conversation I've had with anyone in ages, and we both just suddenly went, oh, feeling really horny. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. Then we kind of didn't look at each other because we didn't want to look at each other. Oops! Whoopsie.
I'm starting to wonder if this could become more than a friendship. There's just 1 week left, and I need one last push at awakening my gay tendencies. I've decided to throw myself into the heart of the lesbian scene by taking a job at one of London's top lesbian bars.
How you doing?
There's nothing like being a barmaid for getting chatted up.
Great. If you've got any questions, you can ask Laura or myself.
Nice one. I've heard that there's quite a lot of girl-on-girl action going on in the toilets here. Is that encouraged?
No, it's not encouraged.
A lot of people seem to get away with it, so word on the street says.
No, it's a general thing. It's not not like a thing here. It's just it's a gay thing. Some people don't go to the toilets. That's when we have to step.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you get?
We've had quite a few people really going for it, and it's never a pretty sight.
Oh wow!
This is the pool room.
This is like the cool room.
The cool pool room.
Cool pool room.
With our beautiful pink pool table.
I bet this sees some action as well.
Yeah, I've had a bit on it.
Have you?
It's just there.
I tried to cover up my thighs, my bum comes out. I tried to cover up my bum, my thighs come out. These shorts are so tight, and these were the large. There's some big bums in this place. Some kind of, like I'm dressed like some kind of lesbian superhero. I'm so scared!
I feel like all eyes are on me. This is the lesbian front line. Even though I'm wearing the tiniest pants I've ever seen, no one is hitting on me. All the lesbian bars I've been to have felt heated and promiscuous. There's an intensity about the scene that I find really exciting, but I want to know if it has its downsides.
I've seen fights with lesbians in clubs, and some of the lesbians are quite scary.
Yeah, I bet they're vicious.
Amber is a friend of Steph and Lucy.
Well, girls fight in a different way. They scratch and pull hair and...
Oh, not
no.
lesbians.
No? The lesbians punch like a man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a relationship when I was younger, I think I was 19 or whatever. On a couple of occasions, she sort of did attack me, and it was a case, well, I'm bigger than her, and I could have easily, in a physical sense, I was stronger than her, but I never would. I mean, once I went to work and I had a big, massive bite mark on my cheek where she'd bitten me, like jumped on me and bitten me.
Do you think violence in lesbian relationships is quite common?
I think it's very
I think it is, yeah, definitely.
But I think the gay community doesn't want to acknowledge it as a problem because they don't want to be seen, especially with lesbians, they don't want to be seen being as bad as men.
Yeah.
They think, oh, it's sort of domestic violence is like a straight male disease, where in actual fact it's probably just as common, if not more common, with lesbian relationships. I think what women do is you say something to them quite nice, it goes in their lesbian ear, and by the time they hear it and they register it, it's something nasty, you know. So you're like, sweetie, you look lovely, and you know, after it's been
just been lesbianised.
Women understand each other in a way that men never will, and that can make lesbian relationships really intense. It could be quite destructive when a relationship goes wrong, but when it goes right, that intensity must bring passion and intimacy. I only have 4 days left in the lesbian world, and I want to experience some of that for myself.
I really felt one of the gang tonight. I haven't been part of a gang since I was like at school, and I set up the I'm going to teach you how to walk like Danny from Grease gang.
Working behind the bar is starting to have an effect on me. It will be hard for any woman not to feel horny in this place.
And it's a totally sexual atmosphere. It's charged.
My shift is over, but the party hasn't ended. I'm feeling more relaxed now. I'm having fun flirting and it seems to be working. I've met a girl who's very sexy. It feels like we have the sexual chemistry that I've had with men. The presence of the camera is cramping my style, so I asked the crew to leave.
So much fun tonight. Like, no offence to you guys, I know we're making a documentary, but there's no way that I'm ever going to be at my most comfortable sexual state when you guys are around, and there's no way that anyone is ever going to flirt with me or be themselves if you guys are around. As soon as you guys left, things just completely took a whole different turn. That I had 2 snobs with 2 really sexy women. And for me to say that I didn't want anything else to happen would be a lie, because snogging someone makes you horny and you want to follow it up. But when you're drunk and horny, are you really in control of who you're kind of pursuing that thing with? Could it be a man? Could it be a woman? I'm not sure. All I know is that I was kissing this girl and I didn't want it to end. And I'm not just talking the kiss, I didn't want it to end. I wanted it to carry on into the whole night.
I'd finally been sexual with a lesbian. We didn't make it to the toilets, but I certainly enjoyed it.
It's just really easy to get it on. Like, there's no barrier. Everyone's at it, and I think, you know, everyone that we've spoken to has said how incestuous this scene is, and when you're there, you can really see that. Like, I snogged a girl, and then it wasn't a big deal for me to turn around and start snogging somebody else. It's not really what I'm necessarily used to in my heterosexual life, so I don't really take it particularly seriously. But when I was there, in that environment with those girls, it's so charged and so sexy that you kind of just go with it.
Steph just said, I feel really kinky because she's just taking her bra off. Taking your underwear off usually makes you feel a little bit kinky, girl. Don't be shocked.
This is my last night in the house.
Have you got your chicken fillets in? No, I've got nothing in.
My month is nearly over. I've managed to feel comfortable in the lesbian scene and flirt successfully with lesbians. I've kissed a girl and I consider doing a lot more with her, but I haven't experienced an emotional connection on any meaningful level. I still don't know if my feelings for women could go beyond sex and if I could ever have a lesbian relationship.
Look at me then.
Oh.
Oh, you're not a poser.
I blinked!
I'm getting back for
I actually quite liked it. Catherine! You said you'd never hurt me! If I'm really honest with you, the closest thing that I've come to being like sexual in this experiment was the other night when you and I went out with each other and we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
I think I was talking about guys, you were talking about girls.
Yeah. We could have been sitting in a park and it was just like, okay, we're just talking about sex now and getting more turned on by what we're talking about than what was going on around us.
I know.
But that just shows you when you're talking about things and, you know, mental images and all of that. And, you know, a great person to go out with.
That's what I thought, but I got quite sexy.
Yeah, no, I did as well.
I'm quite emotional.
Are you? Nothing to do with the triple vodka I just poured you.
Okay, you got me drunk, therefore it's your fault I'm emotional.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, what are you feeling?
But what are we
right
going to
now?
do when we don't live with each other?
I don't know. Don't.
I got told that lesbians don't have red nails.
Yeah, but they do.
We're heading off for our last night of partying.
What?
Nothing.
You know, this evening,
Yeah.
you're going to be honest with me.
I'll be honest, there's no one here.
Right. You know, this evening, we
Yeah.
were standing at the bar, and I ordered a drink, and you swooped and kissed me.
Yeah. That's because, I told you, that's because I had no feelings towards you when you came in this house. And I was astounded the fact that I actually liked somebody. It takes a lot for me to like someone. I don't know why, that's because of my own insecurities or if I just don't have that click with somebody. But when you came in here, the guy stood in the kitchen and said, so what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? I was like, actually, quite surprised. I like it. And the whole time I know that you're straight and it doesn't bother me. It's not like, oh my God, I'm like, oh shit, you're gonna go to bed with some guy. we go out tonight and I find you really attractive. But it's in a different way. I've had one girlfriend and I just know that how I've been like with you and I'm really surprised by it.
Tonight, you came up to me at the beginning of tonight and you kissed me on the lips. And when you did that, I couldn't take my eyes off you. And everyone that you spoke to, I was jealous of. It was like anything that I've ever felt with any guy. I've never had that with a girl before.
I've just been totally overwhelmed by how we've got on and what I felt when I'm around you, just feeling so fucking comfortable. The first time I slept with someone, it was the same feeling. It was like, I've never slept with a guy before, but I'm with a girl and it feels so right. It's the same, it's not the same time, but it's the same emotions. It's like, I felt the same. And I don't want Lucy and Gillian to come back.
I think we kissed for about 2 or 3 minutes and then everyone else came home. And we were just like, everyone else was kind of running around doing their drunk thing, and Catherine and I were just really in a little bubble. And she slept in here with me. We were in our pyjamas, nothing happened. It was just she just slept in my bed with me. We weren't being sexual with each other, but we were kind of holding each other. Which, weirdly, the sex side of things with girls, I've never really had a problem with in my head, but it's the kind of cuddling. Like, I like being cuddled by men because they're men and I feel little and like a woman. But I cuddled Catherine and it didn't feel like that. It just felt like we were supposed to be cuddling. I don't fall for people. I don't do this very often. I've been single for 4 years. And I'm not saying I want to have a relationship with Catherine because I don't. I'm probably going to go back to my normal life and just be, back to how I've always been. But the experiment put us together, but relationships like that don't form unless they're real. I know I'm feeling something that I've never felt before about a girl. Where that goes from here, what I do with that when I leave this environment, who knows?
I'm so glad that I'm a girl. I've had an amazing month. I've learned that sexuality can be fluid, and if I lived on a desert island with just women, I've no doubt that I could be a lesbian. Catherine and I are great friends, and the chemistry is definitely there. I'm seeing the world and women through new eyes. But I'm back in the heterosexual world, and I'm still hooked on men. There are hundreds